Baraka Ezra, Bahasham Yahushai, all praise glory to Yahweh, Hallelujah, praise Yahweh, may Bakar Yahweh rest upon you. And saying that, what we're going to get into, what we're going to touch on, is religion. Because see, these are the things that y'all have to learn and understand. And saying that, we're going to open up the book of Matthew, and let's get the 11th chapter, and let me go to verse 15. Matthew chapter 11 verse 15. He that have ears to hear, let them hear. Meaning that if you have ears to hear, come to hear and understand what this political game is about. Hear and understand the terminology that these politicians use to promote their agenda. Because see, these are the things that y'all lack understanding in. And as a result of that lack of understanding, many believers, despite the confessions or baptism, die outside of their faith. Because see, they lack understanding of what they worshiping. Because see, again, throughout all my videos, the church is not designed to teach you what y'all worship. So therefore, y'all fall into idolization. Because see, understand religion is idolization. Idolization today is what we know as religion. You understand me? See, so you have to understand that the end is played out politically and astronomically. Do you understand me? See, so you have to understand what y'all worshiping. See, so those that have ears to hear, come in here and understand the terminology, understand these agendas that these politicians is pushing. You understand me? Because see, at the end of the day, matter of fact, let me hold that. Let me go into the book of Daniel 12, right? And then let me go down to verse at 9. Daniel chapter 12, verse 9. And he said, go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed and sealed to the time of end. Meaning that this book is closed, meaning that Yahweh prophecies are played out politically. You understand me? That's why you have to be taught the scriptures. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so understand the end is being played out politically. So this book is closed. You understand me? Let's read that again. And he said, go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed and sealed to the time of end. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand. And what he talking about wicked, he's not talking about a person necessarily that go out every day and steal and rob and do all type of nonsense of wickedness. That's not what he's talking about. What they talking about and what the scriptures is relating to is anything that's outside of the commandments is wicked. You understand me? Because see, understand, the commandments is divine because they come directly from Yahweh God. And the physical nature of man is corrupt. And we are born in corruption. We are born with a sinful nature. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so understand at the end of the day, life is based on politics and religion. See, so if you have ears to hear, come here and understand what this political game is about, because these agendas all are played out through the prophecies of Yahweh. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's start. Let's read that again from the beginning. Daniel 12 and 9. Daniel chapter 12 verse 9. And he said, go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed and sealed to the time of end. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. And when he's talking about wise, he's talking about those that apply knowledge. You understand me? Because see, wisdom is applied knowledge. You understand me? See, so those that apply these biblical scriptures, they're going to be able to see and understand what they worship and see and understand what this political game is about, and see and understand beyond these agendas, and understand and comprehend the terminology that these politicians use. Because see, understand, if y'all don't understand the terminologies, these terminologies are political weapons. And as a result of lack of understanding, if you don't understand it, you're going to fall victim. You understand me? Because see, understand, that whether you choose to accept it or understand it or not, at the end of the day, the government, those people that's in higher positions, they know about the scriptures. You understand me? The Catholic Church, they know through biblical prophecy who we are as a nation, as a people. You understand me? But yeah, y'all have to understand this religion is what we getting into. You understand me? See, so if you have ears to hear, come in here and understand what y'all worshiping. Because a lot of y'all don't understand what y'all worshiping. It doesn't matter whether you confess or you done got baptized last week. At the end of the day, you are separated through your religious belief system. Because you lack understanding, because your religious belief system is known as idolization. You understand me? Now, a lot of people don't attach their name to Christianity or these religious movements, yet y'all are captive to the ideology. You understand me? See, y'all are captive to the ideologies of these doctrines. Even though you may not tie yourself to Christianity, yet you still follow Christianity doctrine. You understand me? Because you're a captive. You understand? Hey, it is what it is. See, so understand that this book is closed. And as these events take place, some going to understand and some not going to understand. Let's go back to Matthew 11. And let's get that again, 15. Matthew chapter 11, verse 15. And he that have ears to hear, let them hear. See, so if you got ears to hear, come in here and understand what this game is about and learn and understand what y'all worship. You understand me? Let me get John 4 and 23. Year 23. I'm gonna start at I'm gonna go up to verse 21. I'm gonna start at 21, but I want verse 23. John chapter 4, verse 21. And Yahushua said unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour coming when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. Meaning that time has come to where he's not into these synagogues. Because see, understand, whether it's Abrahamic or not, at the end of the day, these religions is the organizations of man. Do you understand me? It's man religious organization. You understand me? Like in America, the church is a religious organization. The church is a religious governance system. See, that's what y'all don't understand the Bible. Because see, these things is not being taught to you all. You understand me? Y'all may say I sound crazy, or I may not know what I'm talking about, but at the end of the day, everything that I say are in line with these scriptures. You understand me? Because the end is played out astronomically, politically. You understand me? Religion is the end, the beginning, and the end, and the cause of all things. And y'all don't understand that life is based on religion and politics. Matter of fact, let me go into the Apocrypha. Let me get I think what? Wisdom of Solomon. Let me get Wisdom of Solomon 14, and let me go down to verse 27. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 27. For the worshiping of idols. See, now worshiping is an act of obedience. You understand me? See, that's one thing y'all lack understanding in. You understand me? It's worshiping. Because see, worshiping is an act of obedience. Obedience is an act of worshiping. You understand me? That's why y'all don't know the commandments of Yahweh God. Because a lot of you die in idolization. A lot of you die in separation through your baptism and religious teachings. Yet you don't understand these religious teachings all come from the religious organizations of man's ideology and philosophy. You understand me? The church's doctrines are built on the Greek and Roman philosophers. You understand me? See, so we're going to get into religion, and we're going to expose the Christian church. We're going to expose the government. You understand me? See, we're going to expose, I'm going to expose this whole political game. so that y'all can get a better understanding of what y'all worship. You understand me? Because at the end of the day, y'all prove me right. But yet in y'all conversations and y'all debate, y'all lack understanding. And a lot of Hebrew Israelites fall victim to the Christian church when they get into their debates. You understand me? Because they lack understanding of biblical prophecy. Do you understand me? It is what it is. It doesn't matter whether you wake up to your nationality or you wake up or y'all call yourself woke. You understand me? At the end of the day, life is based on politics and religion. And understand that religion is idolization. Today, this idolization is called religion. And religion is the governing system of man. You understand me? It is what it is. Let's get back. Wisdom of Solomon 14:27. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 27. For the worshiping of idols not to be named is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil. Meaning that idolization was here in the beginning, it's going to be here in the end. You understand me? See, so you have to learn and understand what y'all worshiping, and a lot of you all don't understand, despite of your baptism and your confessions. You understand me? See, so those that have ears to hear, let them come in here and understand what you worshiping and understand the terminology, understanding these agendas. Because Yahweh prophecies, again, I played out through these politicians' agenda. You understand me? Because this book is closed. You understand when you go back to Daniel what? At Daniel what? 8 and 19, where the time is appointed. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let me get it. This is Ezekiel. Let me get Daniel. Let me get Daniel 8 and let me get verse 19. Daniel chapter 8 verse 19. And he said, Behold, I will make thee know what shall be the last end of the indignation, for at the time appointed the end shall be. Meaning that an end time was appointed. You understand me? In the same time that in the same days that he created the heavens and the earth, Shalaki, when he created the heavens and the earth, in them 6 days, in the 7th day he rested, in those 6 days he created an end time too. See, y'all like understanding the biblical prophecy. You understand me? Because y'all think that the white man wrote the Bible, which we're going to get into all this. Because see, y'all really have to understand what y'all worshiping. You understand me? See, I understand what I'm worshiping, so I have nothing to lose. You understand me? But that end and that time did has come. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so y'all really have to learn and understand what y'all worshiping. Let me get let me go back into Isaiah 46 and let me get I want verse 10, but I'm gonna start at 9. Isaiah 46 verse 9. Remember the former things of old. When he said remember the former things of old, what is he talking about? It's the philosophical nature of man. You understand me? Let's read that again. Remember the former things of old, for I am Yahweh and there is none else. I am Yahweh and there is none like me. And what he's talking about is the physical nature, the material matters of this world that we are here to this day. You understand me? Because see, one thing you have to keep in mind and understand, the scriptures and life was already written long before the foundation of the world. That's why y'all don't understand political prophecy. History repeats itself. Yet, at the end of the day, life is already written. Your fate is already written. You understand me? When you die, your name is either in that book or not. You understand? It ain't no you get baptized and then you join the army of the Lord. That's bullshit that they tell you that into these churches. And we want to expose these doctrines. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's read 9 again. Isaiah 46? Isaiah 46 verse 9. Remember the former things of old, because this world will come to a close. You understand me? So we are in the old. Yahweh Shai already went back to the Father. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, matter of fact, let me go to let me get the book of Romans, and let me get 13 and 11 right quick. Romans chapter 13 verse 11. And that knowing that time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for our salvation nearer than we believe. Meaning it's time to wake up and get some understanding. So those that have ears to hear, let them come in here and understand what they worship and understand this political agendas of these politicians. You understand me? Understanding this spiritual battle, this spiritual war, because it's been played out religiously, economically, politically, dietarily, etc. You understand me? We are in a war. You understand me? It is what it is. So those that have ears to hear, come in here and understand. Let's go back to Isaiah 46, and then I'm gonna finish up. I'm gonna finish up John. Isaiah 46 verse 10. Shalaki, let's go up there, verse 9. Verse 9. Remember the form of things of old, for I am Yahweh and there is none else. I am Yahweh and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasures. And his counsels is his prophecies. And the prophecies are coming to pass through the politicians, through the astronomical cataclysmic events that's going to take place. You understand me? Go back to Matthew 24 when they told them on the Mount of Olives the world was going to end. When is the time and when the signs? And when the end was going to be politically and religiously. You understand me? The first thing he answered about when the end comes is religion. You understand me? Matter of fact, let's get that Matthew 24. Matthew 24, and let me get verse 3. Matthew 24 verse 3. And as they sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? And Yahweh said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And what he talking about is religion, it's idolization. Because idolization is a part of life. That's what life is based on. You understand me? It's here in the beginning, it's going to be here in the end. You understand me? In the beginning was idolization. To this day we know it in the terminology of man, it's called religion. Religion is idolization. Idolization is religion, due to the fact that it's outside of the commandments. You understand me? It is what it is. Let's get back to John 4 and finish up. John chapter 4. Let's start from what? And where was that? What I had 21. John chapter 4 verse 21. Yahweh said unto her, woman, believe me, the hour coming when ye shall neither in Jerusalem, neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. You worship, you know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. And he's talking about that covenant. And a lot of you Gentiles don't know what they worshiping, because the commandments was never taught to the Gentile, because the children of Israel rejected the commandments, and they quickly went into slavery, following other nations' religions and political views. You understand me? So they enslaved their own self. You understand me? Verse 22, ye worship, you know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. But the hour coming, and now is when true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeks us to worship him. Yahweh is a spirit, and that spirit is divine. They that worship him must worship him in divine spirit and in truth, meaning that truth got to be divine. That divine is your truthness. You understand me? You got to be in that divine nature to worship Yahweh God, and that time has come because the church is corrupt. You understand me? Because the church is the governing system of man. You understand me? The church is based on the religious ideology of man. You understand me? It's not based on the commandments of Yahweh God. You understand me? And the ideology, philosophy, the physical nature of man is corrupt. Do you understand me? It is what it is. Let's go to Matthew 7 and let's go back to 7 and 21 right quick. Shalaki, let me get 7 and 13, and then I'm gonna go on ahead into the book of James 4 and 4 right quick. Matthew chapter 7 verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many be there which go in thereat. Because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and the few be there that find it. And what he talking about is idolization. Because see the broad way is idolization. Because that's the idolization again is what's the beginning and the end and the cause of all things. You understand me? It is what it is. Today it's known as religion. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so that road and that way is broad, and y'all don't understand broadness, because it's not just about the images that y'all be seeing in these pictures and on these tattoos and in these religions. You talking about the commandments of man and its religious and its political and religious ideology. You understand me? Like give an example. Like instead of the commandments governing your ideology, democracy governs your ideology. Democracy is an ideology, a philosophical view of man. You understand me? The commandments is of Yahweh God. See, so the commandments don't govern you. You are governed by the commandments of man. Because politically, economically, it controls you and tells you what you worship. You understand me? Because see, again, at the end of the day, life is built life is based on captivity. Either you're a slave to Yahweh God or you're a slave to man. There is no in between. That's why Paul said on 1 Corinthians, 10:20, you can't sit at 10:20 something like that. You can't sit at two tables, meaning that you can't exercise the physical nature and exercise the divine nature. That is impossible. You understand me? And a lot of you all lack understanding. So therefore, y'all die in idolization, y'all die in separation through your religious teachings. You understand me? James chapter 4 verse 4. Ye adulterers and adulterers, know you not that principle of the world is the enmity with Yahweh? Whosoever therefore be a friend of the world is the enmity with Yahweh. And y'all are friends with the world, so basically y'all are enemies to Yahweh, because the religious ideology and the philosophical views of men are corrupt, and it goes against Yahweh God. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so y'all don't understand this political game, because this spiritual battle is played out politically. It's just that y'all lack understanding. You can't separate politics and religion. You understand me? See, so those that have ears to hear, come in here and understand what y'all worshiping, because y'all are enemies to Yahweh God. You understand me? Adulterers and adulteries talking about idolization, idol worship. You understand me? And a lot of y'all are enemies to Yahweh God, because see, understand, religion is what you know as your belief system. Right now, that belief system, you are mentally convinced. Now, the knowledge confirms your mentally conviction. You understand me? Mentally conviction, meaning that whether it's infatuated or whether it's or opinionated, whether it's opinionated or factual. At the end of the day, that knowledge confirms that mentally conviction. You understand me? Meaning that Say like if you're an atheist, you're an evolutionist, or you're a scientist. You understand me? You are convinced that atoms, protons, neutrons, electrons, and man evolved through evolution. You understand me? So your ideology and your philosophy and your views are going to line up with your belief system. You understand me? A lot of y'all believe in God, but y'all views and ideology lines up with the commandments of man and you politicians. Go back to Mark 7:7. Y'all honor me with y'all lips, but your hearts is far from me. So when these scriptures I read to you, go back down into verse 13, y'all make these prophecies non-effect. Cause y'all gonna continue to embrace the commandments of man because y'all lack understanding of what you worshiping. Because y'all can't see beyond the physical nature or see beyond these agendas of these politicians. You understand me? Because this game again is played out politically. You understand me? This political game is politically related. So therefore y'all become enemies to Yahweh. You understand me? And that's what life is based on, and that was here in the beginning. In fact, let's go back to it was here in the beginning, it's going to be here in the end. You understand me? Let's go back to let's get the Apocrypha and let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon. And let's go to Wisdom of Solomon 14. And let's start at verse 12. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 12. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the corruption of life. For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever. For by vainglory of men they enter into the world, and therefore shall come shortly to an end. Meaning that idolization is the beginning and the end, the cause of all things, and all things is going to come to a close. You understand me? All the idols that y'all worship is going to work for Yahweh. Meaning that the clouded cleansing celestial objects is going to destroy itself. Meaning that Yahweh is going to destroy his own creation. You understand me? Yes, Yahweh God finna destroy his own creation. You understand me? Y'all need to understand this game and what this game is about. That's why those that have ears to hear come to hear and understand. You understand me? Understand me what y'all worship? I'm gonna hold that. Let me go into the book of Romans. Let me get on Romans 1. And let me have Romans 1 and 23. Romans chapter 1, verse 23. Wait, I'm gonna start at 21. 21. Because that when they knew Yahweh, they glorified him not as Yahweh. Neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible Yahweh into an image made like to corruptible man, and to bird, and four-footed beasts, and creepy things. Meaning that talking about idolization was in the beginning. You understand me? To this day, it's known as religion. Idolization was here in the beginning, and what we know in the first world, and it spilled over to the second world. You understand me? The second world, biblically, it's known as Babylon, which is meaning the gate of gods. You understand me? See, so idolization was in the beginning. Let's go to Jeremiah 51. Let me go to Jeremiah 51 and 7 right quick. Jeremiah 51 verse 7. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. And that cup has been in the Lord's hand for a long time. Meaning that it was in the first world. It was known as idolization. And it spilled into the second world known as the gate of gods. Because Babylon is known as the gate of gods. Nimrod was like a mighty hunter. He was a hunter against Yahweh God, but he protected the people, so they labeled him king. This was all in the first world, which is known as the Sumerians. You understand me? Because y'all have to understand the Bible, and y'all really don't. You understand me? See, so you're talking about Babylon since the beginning of after the flood. You understand me? Because supremacists established what we know today as religion. You understand me? Religion today known as the gated gods. The gated gods goes back into the first world as idolization. Religion is idolization to this day. To this day, religion is known as idolization. But y'all not able to understand these things because these things is not being taught as to what y'all worship. That's why the first commandment is to know Yahweh God, is to know about idolization. That's the first, second, and third commandment. You understand me? Let me get Revelations, what, 18 and 3? I mean 2. Yeah, I'm gonna get 2. Shalaki. Revelation chapter 18, verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and become the inhabitation of devils, and hold of every foul spirit, and cage of every unclean, hateful bird. And what he's talking about is the physical spirit, the physical nature of man is wicked, the physical nature of animals. Because man and animals created on the same day. You understand me? See, so understand that Babylon has fell in 530, and it fell to the Syrians, and then the Syrians, it fell. Now it arose up in what we know as America, because America today is a religious country. This religion that we know today that's dominant is called Christianity. America is a religious Christianity country because it was founded on Christianity. The Constitution of America is based on the 10 Commandments. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so religion today is known as Christianity. You understand me? It is what it is, and all your religions is wicked. You understand me? All your religion is idolization because it was here in the beginning. You understand me? It's just that in the first world it was never established. But supremacists came and established that religious system. That religious system, biblically gated gods, is what we know today. Modern terminology is called religion. Now that religion is split into Abrahamic and non-Abrahamic. You understand me? It is what it is. Let me get let's go into Genesis. Let me get Genesis the 4th chapter. And then let me go into Genesis the 6th chapter. And let me get verse 4. But I'm gonna go to Genesis 4 and 26. Genesis chapter 4 verse 26. And to Seth, to him also there was born a son. He called his name Enos. Then men began to call upon the name of the Lord. Now a lot of people say they're talking about God. He didn't call on God because God is a title. Lord is a title. Understand, Yahweh, the God of Israel, never revealed himself to the children of Israel. The children of Israel, the northern kingdom, ran into Baal when they went into that land of Canaan, and they quickly went into slavery. Now the southern kingdom ran into Yahweh. That's why when you go back before the Exodus, when Moses said, when I go to the people and tell them who sent me, to say, I am the God of Abraham, I am the God of Isaac, I am the God of Jacob, I am that I am. So his name was never revealed because he only called to certain individuals, because again, life was already written. So he talking about Seth was in the days of idol worshiping. Enoch too. The book of Enoch, I understand Enoch was taken up, but you have to understand this was written in the Sumerians. This was the time of the Sumerian days. You understand me? Because y'all have to understand the Bible was written around 1100 BC. You understand me? And now 1100 BC is what we know in history as the Bronze Age. You understand me? In the Egyptian, it will be known as the New Kingdom, which would be the 18th dynasty. You understand me? Because Jacob went into Israel, into Egypt around the 1500s and died in the 1500s, close to the 1400s. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is, because after the Exodus, you had 480 years later, that's when you had the temple being built. Do you understand me? Let me get 1 Kings. I think, what, 1 Kings? 480 years after the Exodus, that temple was built. As a matter of fact, let's get 1 Kings, the 6th chapter, and let's get verse 1. 1 Kings, chapter 6, verse 1. And it came to pass in the 408th year, 80th year, after the children of Israel were come out of the land of Egypt, in the 4th year of Solomon reign over Israel. You understand me? See, so the temple was built about 480 days after the Exodus. So that put the Exodus around about in 1100 BC, in that circle area margin. So Jacob died around 1590 something, close to 1400 BC. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so you have to understand that idolization goes back to the Sumerians. You understand me? Listen to what let me get Titus. Let's go to Titus chapter 1, and let me get verse let's get 1 and 13. Titus chapter 1 verse 13. This witness is true. Wherefore rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in faith, not giving heed to Jewish fables, commandments of men that turn from the truth. And those Jewish fables goes back into the book of Enoch, goes back into the first world. You understand me? And the God in that religion and those idolizations of the first world spilled over to the second world, because see, understand, Noah no re-inhabit those cities along the tracks of those rivers prior to the Sumerians. Do you understand me? So Noah was born in the first world, and he was born in the first world, and he lived in the second world. You understand me? See, so we're talking about, when it comes to history, talking about the Sumerians, and then we're talking about after the flood. You understand me? See, so in the Sumerian days, in the first world, you had a governing system of men called Anunnaki. I mean, not Anunnaki, but anarchy, meaning that nobody ruled. Yet you have idolization, planet worship, and taking place. Now, after the flood, it was more established under Nimrod. You understand me? See, so that religion, that idolization became more established. It's known as the gate of gods, because those cities that they re-inhabited, he built shrines, and they labeled him God. Now, understand, Babylon is a religious system known as the gate of God. It's composed of two-part governing system. The religiously and politically is called the monarchy system, meaning one man rule. And America is a monarchy system, and America is ruled through Christianity. You understand me? I told y'all really need to learn and understand. Idolization was here in the beginning, so self didn't call on the name of Yahweh God, because he never revealed himself yet. You understand me? It is what it is. You understand me? See, so y'all have to learn and understand the Bible was written around in the Bronze Age. Because see, understand, the 4th, the 15th, 16th, and 17th, and 18th dynasty rent concur. You had the old kingdom, the intermediate kingdom, and then you had the new kingdom. And the children of Israel went into slavery in the 17th dynasty. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so y'all have to learn and understand these things. You understand me? And to prove that, because see, the world was quiet at that time, because then you had cataclysmic global disasters taking place in that Bronze Age. Volcanic activity, you had the earthquakes, you had tsunamis, you had the weather. You understand me? The world was quiet. The children of Israel was allowed. That's how, through these events, they left Egypt and went into the land of Canaan. You understand me? Although they wandered in the desert, they went into the land of Canaan through these global disasters, these global events, because that was taking place during the Bronze Age. Because see, number 2, I did a video about this. Yahweh God, it reveals himself through his creation. I told you I do videos about this. I break a lot of this down in all my videos. You understand me? Yahweh God speaks through his creation. He's seen through his creation. But y'all don't know Yahweh God, because y'all not taught Yahweh God, because the church teach you the philosophy and the philosophical issues of life. You understand me? That's going to come to a close. Do you understand? Hey, it is what it is. Let me get Second Chronicles. Wait, let me get Second Chronicles 20 and 29. Second Chronicles, chapter 20, verse 29. And the fear of Yahweh was on all the kingdoms of those countries, when they heard that the Lord fought against the enemies of Israel. And what he's talking about is that they heard what happened to Pharaoh and them. They heard what happened to these other nations. You understand me? And what happened to the other nations were global cataclysmic disasters that took place. Y'all don't understand. It's not no fairy tale imagination. You understand me? That's why y'all don't know and understand God. And y'all are separated through your religious teachers despite of your baptism. You understand me? Y'all in idolization, y'all gonna die in idolization. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so if you have ears to hear like in Matthew 11, you got ears to hear, come here and understand. You understand me? This is T.Y. Facts over feelings, true followers of Yahweh God. You understand me? Because everybody not true, and that time has come, like he said in John 4, worship the Father in that truth and in that spirit. You understand me? That everybody's not in that divine spirit because they don't understand. You cannot sit at both tables and exercise. Either you control by one to control the other, and that's what you and your belief system, you are controlled by that. You understand me? That's what y'all don't understand. Matter of fact, let me go into Romans 6 and 16 right quick. Romans chapter 6 verse 16. Know you not that to whom you give yourselves servants to obey, his servants whom to ye obey, whether sin unto death or of obedience unto righteousness? Meaning that you either on obey the physical nature or you're going to obey the commandments of Yahweh God. There is no in between. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's get 1 Corinthians 10 and 21. 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 21. Ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils. Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's tables and partakers of devils. Do we provoke the Lord to jealousy? Are we stronger than he? And that jealousy is talking about idolization, because he's a jealous God when you worship creation. And a lot of y'all worship creation. Y'all worship the planets and the stars. Y'all worship the trees and the earth. You understand me? And all these celestial object, material matter is going to come to a close. You understand me? So y'all worship these statues. Y'all worship creation more than the creator. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so as a result, y'all die in idolization. Let's get back 2 Chronicles 20 and 29 again. 2 Chronicles 20 verse 29. And the fear of Yahweh was on all the kingdoms of those countries, when they had heard that the Lord fought against the enemies of Israel. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let me get 2 Samuel 7. Second Samuel, let's get chapter 7, and let me get 7 and verse 23. 2 Samuel chapter 7 verse 23. And that one nation is, and what nation in the earth is like thy people, even like Israel, whom Yahweh went to redeem for a people to himself, and to make him a name, and to do for you great things and terrible, for thy land before thy people, which thou redeemest, to thee from Egypt, from the nations of their gods. Let's read that again, verse 23. And what one nation in the earth is like thy people, even like Israel, whom Yahweh went to redeem for a people to himself, and to make his name, to make him a name, and to do for you great things and terrible, for thy land before thy people, which thou redeemest, to thee from Egypt, from nations and their gods, meaning that he put an end to all their gods by the cataclysmic natural disasters, astronomical events that took place. But y'all don't understand the Exodus, and we're going to get into these things, and we're going to expose the church, we're going to expose this political game so y'all can get a better understanding. I did a video about this, the spiritual battle, the spiritual wars played out politically. So y'all have to learn to understand the armor of Yahweh God. You understand me? This ain't no baptized and you join the army. Oh, it don't even work like that. We finna get into all that too. You understand me? Because see, understand, y'all have to understand religion is idolization. And understand you are controlled by your belief system. It doesn't matter. You understand me? So if you believe in the physical, you're going to be controlled by the physical. You believe in the divine, you're going to be controlled by the divine. You understand me? There is no in between. Do you understand me? Let me get Psalms 107. What? Psalms 107 and 30. Psalms 107, verse 30. Then they are glad because they be quiet. So he bringeth them into their desired haven. Meaning that everybody was quiet. You understand me? Even when they went in the land and seen the Sodomites. Yet you had volcanic activity, you had earthquake, you had climate changes taking place. You understand me? That allowed the children to leave Egypt and go into that land of Canaan. Now when he's talking about Egypt, he's talking about the political and religious enslavement of Egypt. Not with just the whip. Okay? So y'all got this ideology of slavery mixed up. Because y'all don't understand slavery. Because that transatlantic slave trade is not slavery. You understand me? America is not a racist country. You understand me? And what the white man did to the black man is not racist. You understand me? Y'all don't understand this whole game. That's why I break all these things down, because see, y'all lack understanding. You cannot separate politics and religion. That's what life is based on. You understand me? Religion is a part of life. It's a part of man's belief system. Hey, it is what it is. Psalms 107, verse 30. Then they are glad because that they be quiet. So he bringeth them into their own desired haven. Meaning he brought them into their own land. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so understand what y'all worshiping. Okay, let's go into an example. Understand, you got Abrahamic religions. Now, here, you don't see a lot of world religions, right, of man, but understand it's only a few on here right now. Understand, I don't have Christianity, I don't have the cross, and I don't have Islam, right? The crescent moon and the star. Because see, understand, Christianity and Islam is the daughter of Judaism. You understand me? Judaism is that Esau, Edomite, Israel bullshit. You understand me? Now, understand idolization, because Solomon fell for idolization when he built all those temples for those women. You understand me? And we're going to get into that too, because a lot of y'all think that, oh, they're going to be concubines, so we're going to have all these women. So even though the elders tell you that, but the elders is false and they're wrong on that too. You understand me? That because they the elders, but they like understanding the biblical prophecy too. You understand me? But Solomon fell for idolization. You understand me? Now these Star of David and the Seal of Solomon are called hectagons, religion. Do you understand me? Now this star is in all these religions. Do you understand me? This star is in all these religions and outside. Okay? You understand me? So all religion, whether it's Abrahamic or outside of Abrahamic, it's all idolization. You understand me? Hinduism, Buddhism, all that is idolization. Christianity, Islam is idolization, because see, understand, Catholic Church and Islam, it's the same it's the same Bible. I mean, it's the same teachings, because they both, because see, Islam got the crescent moon and this star. You understand me? That crescent moon goes back into Babylonia because that first light was considered the first day in the Babylonian worship and practicing, because the Babylonians were planning worshipers. The Romans were planning worshipers. You understand me? A lot of y'all are planning worshipers, and y'all Sabbath and y'all worshiping days of y'all belief system are based on the planetary system. I did videos about this. You understand me? Nah. See, so understand religion. Now, you got a triangle is man and a triangle is woman, right? Now, one triangle, you have a 30-degree, right? You have 30. Now now you have 3 of these composed on another triangle, which is coming with the Illuminati number 36. You understand me? Now, when you put these two stars together, like this here, that's a blasphemy. It called the Sexual Union Act. Right now, outside of these, outside that star, these triangles, they are what called the land of spirits. Now, see these triangles, whether they're upside down or not, they all come out of Egypt. So when the children of Israel came out of Egypt, they came out of Egypt with the solar calendar. They came out with these religious symbols of Egypt because they was in Egypt enslaved. You understand me? See, so y'all really have to understand. So the first century Jews rejected the lunar calendar. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so understand. You got 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Right? You understand me now? When you go to America, when you take those triangles off, you got the what you call that? The Pentagon. You understand me? Because see, triangles, hexagons are used in witchcraft and black magic. That goes back into the children of the dragon of the Chinese, or what we want to call the Moabites biblically. You understand me? It is what it is, because see, these triangles goes back into Egypt. You understand me? Yahweh God never gave the children of Israel no star, nor David. Do you understand me? They failed because of idolization. They fell behind women. You understand me? See, so understand that the nation of Israel went in slavery for idolization. Do you understand me? It is what it is. See, so understand what y'all worshiping, because see, again, these are hexagon religions. That's why you don't see Christianity and you don't see Islam on this right here, and you don't see other world religions, but you see the hexagon religion and the Buddhists. You understand me? You see these things. You understand me? A lot of Hebrew Israelites have the stars. You understand me? That's why I say the Israelites and these major camps, they are just like the Christian church. They in the philosophy of man. Although they philosophically know that they are Israel, philosophically they know that we are the children of Israel and we are Yahweh God chosen. Yet at the end of the day, they don't believe in biblical prophecy. You understand me? Because Yahweh Shai Christ is a stumbling block to the nation of Israel, but he's not a stumbling block to the Gentile nations. The Gentile nations don't know Yahweh God because they never was taught the commandments. You understand me? It is what it is, but they're going to come and understand the commandments. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Matter of fact, before I close it up, let me get Isaiah. Oh. Let me get Isaiah, the 2nd chapter, and let me get up to verse 2. Shalaki, let me go to Isaiah chapter 2, and let me start at 1. Isaiah chapter 2, verse 1. The word that Isaiah the son of Amoz saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. Now when he said Judah and Jerusalem, Judah is the southern kingdom. Judah is the tribe, right? Because that's the capital, because Yahweh Shai are eventually going to come out of Judah, the lawgiver. Now when he said Jerusalem, he's talking about the northern kingdom. You understand me? But not per se the northern kingdom. Talking about the southern kingdom. Talking about Jerusalem. See, y'all have to understand the distinctions when he says Israel and then when he says Judah. You understand me? Now when he says Joseph or when he says Ephraim, he's talking about the northern kingdom. You understand me? When he says Jerusalem, he's talking about the southern kingdom. You understand me? See, so he's talking about the tribe of Judah and the southern kingdom. Because see, understand, the Levites and the rest of the tribe, they went into slavery for idolization. You understand me? It is what it is, but let's get back. Isaiah chapter 2, verse 1. And the word that Isaiah the son of Amoz saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountains of the Lord house shall be established on top of mountains. Now when it says on top of mountains, that's symbolic for governing system.
Hey man, do you have a channel or something?
Oh yes, T.F.Y. Israelite. T.F.Y. Israelite. See, so understand that they are going to come and they're going to learn and they're going to understand. Because see, it's symbolic. Because see, understand the Bible is symbolic and metaphorically written. So when you go back to Proverbs 1, you have to obtain wise to the counsels and their dark sayings. Because this book is closed again, go back into Daniel 12 and 4. Where he said, Daniel, this book is closed. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so that mountain is a governing system. Like, go back into Daniel 2. And that stone that smoked that image, that stone is philosophy. You understand me? That smoked that image and became a great mountain. It's talking about democracy. Because although Xi is communism, although Russia is a communist country, although Kim Jong-un is communist country, yet their political system is built on democracy. You understand me? Of putting people in the office, and that came through basically the latter end of the Ottoman Empire around about what, 1299 AD or something like that. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. So when he talking about mountains, he talking about that governing system. He's not talking about Mount Sinai. And a lot of Israelites go off on that and they are wrong. Talking about, we go to the mountain about the second Exodus. No, that's not true. See, they don't understand political prophecy neither. You understand me? I'm from a camp, but then I had split with the camp too, with my camp, because they was out of GMS. But yet at the end of the day, we split on a lot of views. You understand me? So it is what it is. You understand me? So it's talking about that mountain. Let's read that again. Isaiah chapter 2, verse 2. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord house shall be established in the top of mountains, and shall be exalted above hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go to and say, Come ye, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. Because why? Yahweh Shai came out of Judah. See, so now the Levites no longer hold the covenant. We Judah, the 12 tribes, the 12,000, the elect of Israel, they are the nation of priesthood now. You understand me? The elect of Israel, the 12,000 out of each tribe, they are the nations of priesthood. Yahweh Shai came out of Judah. See, so the Levites hold the covenant no more. You understand me? See, so all nations is going to come, meaning that you're going to have the seed of Esau, and the offsprings of Esau are going to come to this truth. So do the Gentiles have salvation? Yes. You understand me? Life is based on captivity, and in the kingdom is reverse slavery. You understand me? Like here, blacks ruled in the beginning, in the dark ages, and in the Renaissance period, the so-called white man took over. You understand me? It's a swap. But yet understand that black and white been together for years, and they've been working together for years. It's just that they came into power during that black plague of the 1300s, when he came into the 1400s and the 1500s. You understand me? See, so y'all really have to understand history and understand this political game. Because see, at the end of the day, again, religion is idolization. Idolization today is what we know as religion. You understand me? It is what it is. So you have to learn to understand what y'all worshiping.